All right, it says we're live. I'm not sure when it actually started, but see. Yeah, we're live. I probably just broke something in my bag. But hello everyone and welcome to the live interview with the K.K.R.L.A. Beat Tapes head coach slash owner Ayden Mcclanahan. Hello. Are you very ecstatic to be doing this interview finally?
Finally, yeah.
Yeah, it's been longly anticipated. Okay, so I'm just here to ask you a couple questions like what are you going to do with the team coming into this season? How is it going to be? Mostly, it's just the generic interview questions. So just let's get started with the main question. What are you planning to do with the team this season? I see that if I look back, um, if I look back in the preseason rankings, your team is currently ranked number 8 in the preseason. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good about it.
Okay. Do you think that number 8? I'm sorry, what?
Talking to the audience.
All right. And personally, okay, do you think that the number 8 rank for your preseason is an understatement, overstatement, or is it just right?
I would say it's a little bit of an understatement.
Okay, because do you think your team has a lot of potential coming into this season?
Yes.
All right. Uh let's say this question. Why did you pick the beat tapes?
I see a lot of potential in the team.
All right. And if I look back, man, I should have really come pre-prepared. The beat tapes ranked number 9 last season, at a 2-4 record. How do you feel about that?
I still,
Okay. And I can't remember if your team did or didn't win, but I'm pretty sure they won the preseason tournament with the 2-4 records. How do you feel about that?
pretty good.
All right. Do you think your team has a lot of potential making upsets this season?
Making upsets?
Do you know what that is?
Not really.
It's basically where the lower ranked team wins the game. So do you think the beat tapes have a lot of potential in doing that?
Yes.
Okay, so since your team was ranked number 9, you didn't get invited to any sort of postseason tournament whatsoever. Um, uh, Now personally, that was my choice because I don't know what to do for the ranks 8 and 9 in the postseason, but during the whole entire season, your team scored 10 goals. Now, do you think you could amp that goal percentage up maybe just a bit?
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. So coming into this second season, everyone feels determined to do something different for the team. Do you feel like your team feels pretty good coming into this next season?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I go look at the schedule, and in week 1, it is the song mixers versus the beat tapes. Do you think you could pull out a win with that one over what is ranked right now as the number 9 song mixers? Do you think you could pull out as the top dog with the win?
Yeah.
All right. And going into week 2, we see that you're invited to the Kina Invitational. How do you feel about that?
I'm pretty stoked about it.
Okay, and we have 3 teams in there that are owned by people, but actually it might become 4, I'm not sure, because I'm pretty sure somebody requested to own the non-beaters or the musical strikers. I can't remember which one it is. But do you think you could potentially pull out a win against the Sokina producers to move on to the championship game for the Kina Invitational?
At the current skill of the team, no.
Okay. Well, there's always hope for anything, and whether if you lose or win the game, and you end up somehow going against the 8-Bit Legends, which is owned by Cyrus Williamson, do you think you could pull out a win? Do you think that game might be pretty heated?
That game might be heated.
Pretty heated between the two of you. All right. Now let's see if this can fit into your schedule. On week 1, that Beat Tapes game is on a Thursday. How do you feel about that?
Thursday, I feel pretty confident.
Okay. And then in week 2, you're going to play on a Saturday. How do you feel about that?
All right. I feel okay about it.
Okay. And week 3, you're either going to play on a Friday or Saturday. Now, Friday are the losers of Game 1 and Game 2, and Saturday are the winners of Game 1 and Game 2. Do you think you're going to play on a Friday or a Saturday? Let's hear it from the coach himself.
Yes, I believe we will.
Okay. There's also apparently supposed to be some big changes for Season 3. What are your personal opinions on conferences in the K.K.R.L.A?
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay. And along with Season 3 potentially comes the addition of new teams. How do you feel about that?
More competition.
Okay. We see you.
Yeah.
We see you. Okay. Now let's go into week 4 of Season 2. You'll be playing on a Tuesday. You're home at versus the non-beaters.
Okay.
How do you feel about that? The non-beaters are currently ranked, let's see here, number 5 overall.
Okay. You know, with enough practice, I feel pretty confident.
Okay. So with the thumbnails and listing, only the top 5 ranked numbers are going to be shown on the thumbnails. So do you think you could potentially have ranked number shown on your team for one of the thumbnails here soon?
Soon.
Okay. Now, personally, this might be a change, but the ranking system might have a little change to it. You might get points for beating a higher team or a lower team. Do you think if you beat a good team, you might be able to be pushed up high?
Yes.
Or, well, let me reword that into two questions. Do you think you could beat a pretty high ranked team? Just because they're high ranked doesn't mean they're always good. I mean, we've seen some pretty good upsets. I'm pretty sure it was the Kina Gamers versus the Cuckoos of Shea. The Cuckoos of Shea had 0 wins. I'm pretty sure it was either it was week 5 or week 6 of last season, and the Cuckoos of Shea beat the Kina Gamers, which the Kina Gamers were ranked at number 1, and the Cuckoos of Shea were ranked number 12. So we've got to put that into detail.
Yeah, I believe I could beat a higher ranked.
Okay. So with that being said, back on the topic of season 3, how do you feel about maybe potentially having 7 weeks in the season? So that means you will play 7 games. 3 of them, if the conferences do get added, 3 of them will be conference games. How do you feel about that? Just your personal opinion.
Oh. Okay. What was the question again?
Back on the topic of season 3, if conferences do get added and whatsoever, there's a chance that there's going to be 7 weeks instead of 6, which means you play 7 games, and 3 of those will be conference games. How do you feel about that? We just need your personal opinion.
Okay. I actually feel pretty confident.
Okay.
I'm comfortable.
All right. Let's go into week 5. You have a game on Monday against the Sokina Producer, so it's basically a rematch from the Kina Invitational. How do you feel about that?
You cut out.
Okay. And then in week 6, you have a game. Let me see if I can try to find you there. You have a game against the 8-Bit Legends on Friday. And that's your last game of season 2. How do you feel about that?
I feel like we could do good.
All right. So, how do you feel about, your fellow owners, the 8-Bit Legends winning the K.K.R.L.A championship?
You cut out?
Sorry. The 8-Bit Legends winning the championship. How do you feel about that?
8-Bit Legends winning the championship.
Yeah, huh? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that?
I heard you.
All right.
Let's come back to that question.
Huh?
Let's come back to that question.
Okay. Well, I mean, with them winning the championship, it sets a pretty high standard because they only had 3 wins and 3 losses in the season.
Oh my god. Okay.
So that sets a pretty decent standard, saying maybe even your team, maybe if they're ranked number 7, literally the lowest rank you could get in the postseason tournament, they won the championship that year. Or, well, not that year, but that season.
Oh my god.
So, It sets a pretty high standard, and I'm not sure if Cyrus Williamson coming in to coach the 8-Bit Legends knew of this fact. Well, he probably did. But, yeah. Is there anything you want to put out as like a statement to the viewers or the people?
No.
No, you don't have any statement?
I'm asking you a question.
Oh. Do you have anything to say to your team?
We could do better.
So personally, you think your team could do better than what they did last year?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna re-say my question because I'm not sure if you heard me. Do you have any statements to put out there for the viewers?
Can be inspirational.
Sure. Go ahead with it. We're all ears.
Okay. Life will have ups and downs, but even in the lowest of lows, you can make it through.
Well, we might put that as a quote pretty here soon. Oh, and there went the phone. It's great. Well, without further ado, I think that might just be the end of the interview.
Can I plug?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know your YouTube channel. So, sure.
Okay. Come subscribe to me at Mcclanahan_official on YouTube.
All right. Thank you all for watching. This has been the owner of the Beat Tapes, Ayden Mcclanahan. And, well, without further ado, the last interview that we'll have here is Alex Alcala. I forgot pretty much which team he's going to own, but I guess we'll see when we get there. Thank you all for watching, and see you when I see you.